In psychology, there's a role many people are praised for, but rarely understood. Being the strong one. The one who handles things. The one people lean on. The one who doesn't fall apart when things go wrong. But here's the part no one talks about. For many people, strength wasn't a choice. It was a survival strategy. If you're the strong one, you probably don't remember deciding to be this way. It just happened. When things got tense, you stayed calm. When emotions filled the room, you swallowed yours. When others panicked, you stepped in. And everyone learned something very quickly. You'll be okay. So they stopped checking. Stopped asking. Stopped noticing when you were tired. You became reliable, dependable, emotionally low maintenance. But inside your body, something else was happening. Because being the strong one often means you learned early that your feelings were inconvenient. That vulnerability slowed things down. That someone had to keep it together, and that someone was you. Maybe you grew up in a home where emotions weren't welcomed. Where stress was constant. Where adults leaned on you more than they protected you. So your nervous system adapted. It learned that staying composed kept things stable. That being useful earned safety. That breaking down wasn't an option. And now, as an adult, that training still runs in the background. You're calm in chaos. Focused during emergencies. Clear-headed when others are overwhelmed. But when things finally quiet down, when there's nothing to fix, your body doesn't know how to rest. Because rest feels unfamiliar, stillness feels unsafe, and softness feels like something you haven't earned yet. That's why being the strong one often comes with exhaustion no one sees. You're the person others call in a crisis, but when you're struggling, you hesitate to reach out. Not because you don't need help, but because you don't want to burden anyone. You're the listener, the fixer, the emotional container. So you minimize your pain. Downplay your stress. Tell yourself, I'll deal with it later. But later rarely comes. And over time, something painful happens. You start to feel invisible. Not because people don't care, but because you've trained them to believe you don't need care. You're strong, remember. So when you're finally overwhelmed, it feels confusing, embarrassing, even shameful. You think, why can't I handle this? I'm supposed to be stronger than this. But here's the truth, psychology teaches us. You're not weak for feeling tired. You're tired because you've been strong for too long. Strength that comes from survival isn't sustainable. It's borrowed energy. It works in emergencies, not for a lifetime. And when you're the strong one, your body rarely learned how to ask for support safely. So instead, it holds everything in, until anxiety shows up. Or emotional numbness. Or sudden irritability that doesn't seem to make sense. That's not a flaw. That's your nervous system finally asking for relief. Because real strength isn't never needing help, it's knowing when you don't have to do it alone anymore. Healing doesn't mean giving up your strength. It means unlearning the belief that strength requires silence. It means letting yourself be seen before you break. Letting someone show up for you without earning it first. Letting rest happen without guilt. You don't need to collapse to deserve care. You don't need to struggle publicly to justify support. And you don't need to keep proving how much you can handle. You were strong because you had to be. Now you're allowed to be soft. Not instead of strong, but alongside it. Because the strongest thing you can do now is stop surviving and finally let yourself be held. Help me to push that subscribe button. Because the next video might explain something about you that you've always sensed but never had words for, and you don't want to miss it. See you on the next one.